G'day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So this is my 30-day review of the new GoPro Hero 12 Black. Now I think I've been using it a little more than 30 days, but I've had a good amount of time to use it and develop some thoughts on it. Now I'm just out for a hike and I'm going to be filming the entirety of this review on the Hero 12 Black. And that'll be a good example of what this camera is capable of, especially if you're going to be purchasing it for vlogging. Right now I have the Rode Wireless Pro connected to it for audio. All the clips that I'm going to be showing you throughout this video have been captured on the Hero 12 Black in auto mode. I've kept everything at default and there's been no grading or color correcting to it. That way you can see what the camera is capable of, just raw right off the camera. Now we all use our action cameras a little bit differently, so what's important to me may not be important to you, or what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. Now I would call myself a little bit of a GoPro fanboy. I've been using their cameras for quite some time. Now this year with the Hero 12 Black, I was a little underwhelmed, I guess you could say. There were some nice new features added to it, but nothing that was kind of gripping that really wanted to make me upgrade. And truth be told, if I didn't have this YouTube channel and I didn't review action cameras and tech, I don't know if I would have bought it this year. I might have skipped the Hero 12. But we are going to talk about some of the new features and some of the ones that I really like. Now, one thing that didn't change this year is the form factor. Basically, the camera is identical to that of the Hero 9, 10, and 11 Black. Of course, there were a few minor changes. Most notably, we have a quarter 20 at the bottom now. So for those who want to connect a standard tripod connection, quarter 20 connection, you can do so very easily now. And of course, we have that blue speckling on it. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of that, but again, that's just personal preference. But having the same form factor is actually a good thing because that allows all existing accessories to work. For example, if you have the waterproof housing, any types of frames or ND filters, all those accessories will work with the Hero 12 Black, so that's kind of a bonus. Now, one of the big new improvements with the Hero 12 Black this year is that we have better battery life. Now, that comes at the expense of losing GPS and maybe perhaps some under-the-hood tweaks. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I didn't really use GPS a lot, but I know there are some people that did, and I did use it once in a while. Now, it would have been nice though if GoPro offered some kind of option for GPS, similar to what DJI did by offering that remote, because there are some times that I would use GPS, especially when I would put my action camera on a RC vehicle just to get some speed overlays. So unfortunately, I can't do that now with the Hero 12 Black, but the battery improvements are pretty substantial. Now, it's all going to depend on the settings you're using. Some modes you're going to have better battery life than other modes. Now, earlier this week, I was actually doing a battery comparison against the Hero 11 Black, and I was recording at 4K 30, and the Hero 11 Black actually shut off due to overheating at 56 minutes. When it shut off, there was still 33% battery left, and the Hero 12 Black was at 51%. First of all, that yes, indeed, the Hero 12 Black can get much better battery life, but it didn't overheat at 4K 30. It was actually able to continue recording until the battery was completely depleted, which was at an hour and 42 minutes. So that was actually pretty impressive. Now, another really nice feature of the Hero 12 Black is the ability to film in vertical mode without having to rotate the camera. You can go right into the settings and choose the aspect of 9:16, and that's going to be really handy for those who use their GoPro to film for social media. I'm a person who does upload quite a bit to social media, so having that option is actually very important to me. And on top of that, we still have that sensor that GoPro introduced last year with the Hero 11 Black, that 8x7 sensor, and that allows you to crop it either vertically or horizontally with losing minimal resolution. So again, you have a lot of nice features for those who need to record for social media. The nice thing about filming in that larger aspect is that you can film once and then you can crop it to whatever platform you need to upload it to. So I think GoPro really has that nailed down when it comes to being very versatile for different types of platforms. Now, the Hero 12 Black also comes with a brand new menu system, and I must say that I'm really happy with it. I think it's just a lot easier to see all your settings right at a glance. You can switch things very easily. It does take a little bit getting used to if you're used to the older menu system of the Hero 11, Hero 10, Hero 9, but I actually really like it, and I'm glad that they've updated it. Now, that's just a minor thing that could have been done with firmware, but it is nice that they have made it a little bit easier to navigate. Now, the Hero 12 Black is the first GoPro to offer HDR video. Now, HDR video isn't something that I use on a regular basis because I find sometimes it can start to look a little unnatural, but it is an important feature and I do use it from time to time. It can really help make your video look a bit better when you're filming in very complex lighting conditions. Now, in the past, GoPros have been capable of timecode syncing. Now, you did have to install the GoPro Labs beta firmware, but if you did need to do any type of timecode syncing, you were capable of doing it. But with the Hero 12 Black, timecode is available right out of the box. You can use the GoPro Quick app to set your timecode and then load it into any type of editor and sync them up. Even in something like LumaFusion, they have their multicam studio and it works quite well. Now, that's one of those features that not everybody's going to use because most people will only film with one GoPro. But if you're a person who's going to be capturing multiple angles of different activities, you'll be able to sync up your footage very easily. So definitely a nice feature. Now, with the Hero 12 Black, they introduced HyperSmooth 6.0. Now, HyperSmooth has always been pretty good on the past GoPros, but they've made some changes to it. So what I'm going to do is do a test here. I'm going to mount the Hero 12 Black on my e-bike and we're going to go for a ride. I'm going to be using the GoPro boom arm because it'll be a good test because even though it is fairly rigid, just due to its length, it does bounce around quite a bit. So it will be a good test for HyperSmooth 6.0. And at the same time, we're also going to be testing the wind noise reduction. Because I will be traveling at a fairly high rate of speed, there's going to be a lot of wind moving across the microphone. So we're going to see how well it deals with that. Okay, so now I have the GoPro mounted on the handlebars on the GoPro boom arm and obviously facing me. And this will be a good test for the stabilization because when you have it on that boom arm, although it is very rigid, it does bounce around quite a bit as soon as you go over little bumps and different things. Like right now it's wobbling quite a bit. So it will be a good demonstration to see how well the HyperSmooth 6.0 works. And just perspective, again I'm filming in Super View and we're going to put the LensMod 2.0 also on in this view, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, coming up to a bend here, better slow down because I don't know if anybody's coming around the corner. So we are at the end of this trail. We'll connect back up with it over here. Nobody's coming. There you go. Again, there's no microphone attached to the GoPro. We're just using the audio, the microphone I should say, built right into the camera. And again, it'll be a good test to see how the wind cancellation works. Let's get some speed here. Now, another interesting thing they did this year is add the ability to connect to wireless microphones, Bluetooth microphones, I should say. So you can connect to any type of Bluetooth microphone, including things like AirPods or AirPods Pro. Now, Bluetooth microphones are not going to give you the greatest audio, and especially if you're using something like AirPods Pro, just because they don't have the greatest microphones on them. But in some scenarios, that's going to come in very handy. Now, the other benefits to using something like AirPods is if you use voice commands quite a bit with your GoPro, you can use the microphone in your AirPods to give your GoPro commands. If you're a fair distance away from your camera, you don't have to shout at it to give it a command. Now, if you're going to be vlogging with your camera or doing anything where audio is really important, ideally you're going to want to get a dedicated microphone, something like a Rode microphone or even the DJI microphone. But it is an interesting concept and hopefully GoPro expands on that further. I would like them to maybe produce their own microphone, a really high quality one that you can connect without having to put any type of receiver on it. Now, just to touch base quickly on it, with the launch of the Hero 12 Black, GoPro launched a new Max Lens mod, the Max Lens Mod 2.0. Now, I'm not going to get too much into detail with it because when I review a product, I like to keep it about the product, not accessories that go along with it. Now, to be 100% honest with you, I was more excited about the new Max Lens Mod 2.0 than the camera itself, just for the fact that we can now record in 4K. The Max Lens Mod is just one of those accessories that not everybody's going to make use of. It does add quite a bit of distortion, but if you need to get an extremely wide field of view, you're able to do so. The nice thing, however, though, is if you own the first generation Max Lens mod, it is fully compatible with the Hero 12 Black. You just can't record in 4K. So all in all, the Hero 12 Black is a solid camera. However, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, if it was not for this YouTube channel, I don't know if I would have purchased one. I don't know if some of those features justify the cost. Here in Canada, it's about $500. Now, you know, having that aspect ratio of 9:16 is a nice feature for me, the extra battery life, but I don't know if it was worth $500. When it comes to the quality of video the Hero 12 Black can capture, all the specs, like when it comes to sensor size and all that, are exactly the same. So you're not going to get any kind of improvement in video quality. And that's why I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the upgrades this year to the Hero 12 Black are kind of minimal. A lot of people are calling it more of a firmware upgrade, but you know, that's just kind of personal opinion. Well, folks, that's basically it for my 30-day review, or perhaps this is more of a 45-day review of the Hero 12 Black. Hopefully you found this video had some value. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It's always greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.